Hello.
Hello, I've got some notes from Liz in case she can't join us. We can only be on for 40 minutes before we're knocked off and have to rejoin, but we can rejoin. So I'm hoping it won't, if we rejoin once, that should be enough to cover everything.
Good, well done. Lovely.
So we've got Jenny, we've got Pauline, we've got Alison. So we're just waiting for Mick, Brigitte. Alice isn't coming. I think she's the only one because she's got a meeting with her son's school, so she can't be there. But
that should be it, I think, on it, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything okay? Did you get to the cafe this morning?
I did. Only a brief appearance. Everything cleaned, by the way, because Robert's paid for someone to come in and clean the fridge, the cooker, all the sides, so it's all beautiful in there.
How kind of him.
So it was lovely.
Goodness.
It was a very busy morning as well. Busy morning last time I went down there, and again today. New people every time. So it's really, they're doing an amazing job.
It is good, isn't it? Yes, yes, yes. I didn't get to it. I was in the safe playing around with names for Christchurch Cemetery, I'm afraid.
That's a bit of a saga, isn't it? I spoke to Chapter, and we're hoping to be able to cover, well, John's covering the 8 o'clocks and the 8:30. There's somebody else that's I'm hoping will come over and cover the one at Coombe. So the only other one is West Woody and Kintbury have got a service on the same Sunday. So I might ask Patrick to combine them in Kintbury because West Woody have got one the following week. That's the Rogation. So it'll be too much for them to do 2 in a row anyway. So they might be willing to ease that into Kintbury because they only get a very small congregation, whereas Kintbury gets quite a significant sized congregation. So we'll see. Yeah. That will cover all of them then, which is great.
Good. Well done. Eva, go away. Go on, go and lie down. Go on, go and lie down. Here we are. Over there. There's a good girl.
Right, it's 1 minute past. Jenny and Pauline are here, but they haven't appeared. So I don't know whether they're listening with it. Perhaps they've got their cameras off for a reason. Maybe they're maintaining a presence but not visuals. So what I'll do is I'll just can you unmute me, please? I haven't got you on mute, Jenny. I can only ask you to unmute. I can't unmute you from here. You have to do it yourself.
Yes, I did mine myself.
Yeah, Jenny and Pauline are both, they're not on visual and they're not on site either, but that's nothing to do with me because I can't do it. I can only invite them to do it themselves. Just to ask them if they can do it. No, ask them to do that. Right. Oh, well, Liz is here as well.
Good.
But she's not. Yeah, I can only ask her to. I can ask her to unmute.
Hello, Alison.
Hello.
I have to say that mine didn't tell me I was muted, but as soon as I touched the mute, then I got into everything. So maybe just need to touch the mute.
Yeah, it starts off as mute, and you have no sound and no visuals, and you have to unclick them both.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, Pauline's with us, so she's worked it out.
Good.
Well, I'll just say a prayer, and then hopefully, yes, I can.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to say a prayer and hope the others work out how to unmute themselves in that time. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, your wisdom and your support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussions, allow us to go closer as a group and to nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace as we make difficult decisions and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
So the first thing is apologies. The only apologies I've had are from Alice. I don't know whether Olivia's joining us. If you don't know anything about that, Jill, do you?
As far as I know, she'll be with us.
Okay, maybe it's just she's a bit delayed. Minutes from the previous PCC that are not covered in the agenda. There's only a couple of, I think most of it's going to come up on the agenda. The only thing that I was going to ask is about the clock timing. Has that been organised yet? Is something happening with that, Pauline?
Oh, did I say I'll do it?
I haven't got a contact, so I can't contact them. I don't know who
I
contacts
can't
them.
do anything. That was
Oh,
in the
sorry.
minute.
No,
You're
I
going
didn't
to
know.
let us know.
Happened.
Sorry, Pauline. If you can let us know, then we can do something about it. If there is, if you have got a contact, I don't know. Don't worry now.
No, but I forget things, so I need to write it down.
Okay.
Got brain back and sieve.
Oh, join the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there is anything else that's I'm not going to cover on the agenda, but if there is, we'll just pick it up at the end. So the next bit then, are you all happy for me to sign the minutes as accurate? Can you just put your hand up if you are? Okay, fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll sign a copy when I next see it, but we can register that we've agreed them. The going down then is we're on number 4. Worship and children, you've had that circulated already, so you kind of know what's going on. We had a meeting. Olivia took notes for it. It was circulated. I've also circulated a list of dates when we're doing things in the benefice, and that's ongoing. So I'm kind of collecting people as I go. We've already got the honeys coming over with to talk about bees with various things. So that's definitely happening, but we've got other activities going on. Finance, Pauline, do you want to say anything about, or do you want to just leave your report that you did for us that you kindly sent out?
Yes, sorry, it was really late coming round, so I don't know if anyone's had a chance to look at it anyway. One thing I need to mention is about, I suddenly remembered about the Miss Lawrence Trust, because they only meet once a year, and they usually give us something. And I suddenly thought, oh gosh, we haven't applied. And they do it around Easter time. And I contacted them, and they said actually applications closed on Monday. But they will let us put one in as long as it's done by next Monday. So I've printed off the form. I'm just wondering if I should say it's for the sound system, or just to say, just to leave it general.
You could ask them to sponsor the children's activities that we're doing, all those events, if they could give something towards those.
No, they won't do mission.
Okay, so it has to be.
No, it's got to. It would be something building wise. Yeah. You know, yeah.
General would be general, I should think, Pauline, and
Yeah,
then that
I mean,
gives
I
us the
usually,
opportunity.
Fine then.
usually I ask for something
Mm.
general, but that I mention things that we got in the pipeline,
Yeah. no,
and
that's
they've never put any, you know,
What
constraints
about
on it.
heating? Towards the heating.
Isn't that what I said?
Mm. That's
I
Oh,
right.
you did say
I-
heating. I thought you said
thought-
sound system.
I probably did. I might have done. Yeah, I meant heating.
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
heating's
right.
fine. And when
I
you
just
said
wondered-
sound system, I was just a bit worried because I thought, well, the Friends have sponsored that, and the Friends might say, well, hang on a minute, having it from
No,
both
no, no.
sources.
I meant the heating.
Yeah, no, that would be perfect. Yeah, because
I
we
just
all use
wondered.
it.
I just thought if we say something specific,
Yeah.
but I've got to give some idea of the cost, and I haven't got a clue how much it would cost. You know,
Hello?
but, so
Oh, yes, there is, Olivia. Yes, did you not? Well, Jenny did send it out. Okay, well, you should have it in your emails from Jenny. It came through. I'll ask her to send it again. Yes, certainly, Olivia. Okay, bye. Sorry, folks. That was Olivia. Sorry to interrupt you, Pauline. Olivia, to say that she hasn't got the Zoom link. Could Jenny please send it to her again? Sorry, Pauline, to interrupt you.
I can't remember what I was saying now. So, I think I was saying if
The amount.
the amount. Yes, yeah.
How much normally do they give?
They used to give us 3,000, but more recently it's been 1,500 because they just haven't had so much money to give out recently. So I would have hoped for 1,500 at least.
I mean, could
That's
we
what
ask
we've had.
that to go towards setting up establishing a fund, ongoing fund for the heating?
Yeah,
then
yes,
it's
I'm
cost
quite
about-
happy to.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because I mean, this is something we said we'll do, isn't it?
I think it's rather nice to ask for a specific reason, really. I
Well,
know you normally say general, but
I think it is.
Mm.
It's just they asked for the amount, and I mean, originally I heard about £80,000 mentioned, but you know, recently I've heard less, so I really don't know. I mean, when I say the amount of the project in general.
Yeah, I would just give a ballpark figure. Could be anything from 30 to 60,000 to do the heating.
Okay,
depending
yeah,
on
that's fine.
what way
Yes,
we
I'm
go,
fine with
and
that.
you know, if they
Yes.
could start us off, because we'll just have to keep a fund going for
Yes, yeah,
a while, won't we?
yeah. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll try and get that done.
Perfect. That'd be lovely.
Well, you know, it all helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if we
Oh,
could
and
get the Friends stuff done as well, because that otherwise they'll start thinking, why on earth we're not asking them for the money?
yes,
that-
I know. Yes, I know. I know. Yes, and we've got another grant in the pipeline that I've heard about as well,
good.
which we can apply for. So that's that will be good.
Good.
That'll be a general one.
And I did hear at chapter today that they're making a new bid, the diocese, for children and worship. So put in a bid for a lot of money for that. So I did talk to chapter about the possibility of having session musicians or drama teachers to run things for the children, but connected with the seasons.
All right.
So to get something going in that way, but that's only just started. So we're looking at whether we want to do it as a deanery or whether we want to do it as individual.
No, the Miss Lawrence Trust, I've just heard that they don't like to give it.
That's fine. I didn't know what the parameters were. I was just hopeful.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, if you're happy, then has anybody got any questions for Pauline before we go on to Jill? Just conscious of time. Over to Jill then.
Email me if you've got queries on anything.
Okay, so just email Pauline, and Pauline's working on the accounts at the moment, so they should be ready shortly, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll pray for you, Pauline. I know it's not an easy.
Yeah, I need lots of it. Yeah.
Over to Jill.
I sent round the report. Are there any questions anybody has for anything?
Mick.
Oh,
I think Mick, have you got a question? I think you have to unmute yourself, Mick, because I can't do it from here. Oh, no, we should be able to hear you. Is it Mick? Mick, did you have a question?
No.
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 No, I think it's all right. Does anybody have a question for Jill?
Can I just mention we're having trouble with this CCTV? We've had
Yes.
yeah, you know, I don't know what to do about that. They've tried fitting the camera. We've got a new camera in, but it doesn't work. But they don't seem to be, you know, offering to do anything about it. I suppose either Alan or I will have to contact them and say, what are you going to do?
Yes.
It's not good,
Because
is
they were
it?
the ones that installed it. So really, they should surely know.
No, the chap who was down there was getting told off because he was spending so long, and in the end, he just had to leave it. But it's just not right. You know, we still haven't got a working camera.
That's annoying because we've got a contract with them as well, haven't we, Pauline?
Yeah, we've got a contract for the maintenance, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they said we needed a new camera, and we ordered one. And when it was fitted, it didn't work. So, you know, I don't know where we are on that. Anyway, I've only just had the report through this evening, so.
Okay, we'll have to try and chase that.
We'll have
Thank
to chase
you.
that up. Yeah, we have got gas, you'll be pleased to know.
Oh, good, yes.
We've got
Thank
heating
you.
then.
But that's not very satisfactory either, this gas
No,
thing. It's, we have to keep up.
the new indicator was fitted, wasn't it? The indicator is at least working.
And that works, but the reordering system isn't working.
Yes, the reordering it doesn't seem to be, but thank you for keeping an eye on that at any rate, Pauline.
Yeah, I've checked the tank today. Well, it reckons 84% we've got now, so we should be all right through to next winter anyway.
Any more questions for Jill? Can we move on to the fabric in the churchyard? Is there anything about that at the moment? Do we want to look at the church use of church now and the fire policy while we're on that bit? So the fabric in the churchyard. So I've emailed you round the policies to approve the fire policy. Have you got any queries on the fire policy? I don't know who's doing that. Any queries on the fire policy?
No, it seems fairly straightforward, really. Thank you.
Can we approve that? Olivia, Jenny, and Elizabeth.
Can you hear me?
Liz, I can hear Jenny. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? I'm having a problem, so I'm going to have to turn my computer off. Your email came this morning. I have not been online till now. I've only just discovered it and I'm having trouble, but I'll restart and hopefully join you in a minute.
Okay.
Can I ask if people can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Jenny. Yes.
Certainly.
We can vaguely.
Oh, now we can see you.
I don't know why I'm in the middle of a forest, but
yes,
feels about part of the course, really. Sorry, I've only just been able to, and Brigine's also having problems. Brigine has been emailing to say that she couldn't see or hear, and now she can see but not hear.
Right. I mean, she'll have to just come out and come back in again. That's the only way we can do it. I've got her on, but she's muted. Brigitte, if you can hear me, you are muted and you haven't got your video on, but you will have to do that by going to the bottom or the side of your screen where it is and clicking on those ones.
What it was saying to me was every time I tried to unmute, it was saying that only the host can unmute in this meeting.
I can't. I can invite
there's
you.
obviously some sort of a...
Yeah, I can invite.
Funny.
It's weird because mine just worked.
Yeah, but you do come on, when you come on automatically without video.
I know,
and you have to unclick.
I know, and I know how to unmute, but it just wouldn't. It just kept saying you had to do it. Anyway, it's suddenly come on. So maybe Brigitte will suddenly come on too.
Everybody should be able to be heard now. Oh no,
In fact,
Mick's
here.
muted.
And Mick's
muted.
No, Brigine's disappeared.
She might be going out to come back in again, possibly. And we were looking at the policies. So looking at the fire policy, first of all, are you happy to receive that as it is? What I've done is look at the old policy that was done by Paul. And because it was kind of like advisory comments, I've put it into a policy now. So it's actually reads as a policy document. The only thing that was a bit odd was the security, the fact that one of the signs is secure. But I think we can keep that in because it just means that it's going to stay there and it's not going to fall away or get lost. So it's probably quite good to just still keep it as that, even if it sounds a bit weird in the policy, just to remind us it needs to remain fixed. Are you all happy to receive that?
Yes.
Can you put your hands up if you are so that I can count how many? Are you happy with it, Pauline?
Well, I'm sure I am, but I haven't. I'm sorry, I haven't looked at it.
Okay, and Mick, are you happy with it? Let's have a look.
I was happy with the old one, so if it's not very different,
Yeah, no, it's the same as that. I haven't added anything to it or anything. I've just the only thing I have done is say no chairs down the aisle, because Paul was actually quite said that he doesn't recommend having chairs down the aisle. And the problem once you start having chairs down the aisle is people just keep moving them and adding to them, and it means the vergers constantly having to tell people not to do it. You shouldn't really have them there anyway, because if you've got wheelchairs, and quite often we have now, or push chairs, they'll get in the way. So I think just to say no chairs in the middle of the pews. We've got plenty of space in the side aisles to have extra chairs and at the back, but I don't think down the aisle, because
there are people who are used to using them, so they might.
Yeah, but I think that the verger will know that you're not allowed to. I mean, Liz is quite keen on that as well, because she says it's really difficult to control that, because people start putting them next to each other and all sorts. And I think to just say no, we're not having it, is a much easier way forward. And that's what Paul actually advised anyway. We just haven't taken that on board, but that's what his recommendation was, especially if there's a lot of people, and that's really only when you're going to ever get the chairs being put out anyway. So his advice was, if it's busy, don't have the chairs, because actually it restricts movement. And certainly if you have people that can't hear properly, can't see properly, or in a wheelchair, it's going to cause them a problem having to navigate around the chairs. So I think for that reason, I think we would find it hard to argue that we had all these chairs out if our fire advisor has told us not to, which is why I think I've come back to that one and thought actually it's probably best that we just adopt what he said.
I'm not sure if the Spring Festival use extra chairs.
They can use the aisles, but they just can't use those chairs down. They can do the side as well. They just cannot have them down the aisle, because that's what the fire officer said. So I think we were quite negligent in just ignoring it, really.
No, I'd be quite happy. Thinking who might not be.
I think it's only a few chairs. It's only like 6 chairs that it would affect anyway. But to have that accessibility in and out is probably a good idea. And thing is, for people in wheelchairs, if they want to get out quick, it's highly embarrassing not to be able to get out. And I think it's not right, really. So can we all agree the fire policy then? I think we're all in favour of that one. What about the musical director one, while we're on them?
Do we have a rota for sort of annual or triennial review of these?
No, we were going to do it annually with the APCM, but I'm quite happy to put together, now we've got all these policies in a document, we can actually review it like you would at school, where you do it for however many years. And so I think what we'll do is I'll look at it and think, how often do we need to review them? Some we'll do every year, because it would be important for us to remind us of what we're all agreeing. But the others, like the fire policy, probably only need to be reviewed every 3 years, just to touch base with it, or if anything changes. But I will put that together. It's a good point, Jenny. So I'll put a review of policy document together And of course,
I'm
some of
happy.
the
I'm happy with that as long as Chris is happy, which it has been discussed with Chris, hasn't it?
Yes.
It has been discussed with Chris, and actually I think he quite likes the idea of being able to buy back time. So if he has extra time, he then can do a service like Matins, which is extra.
Yeah, he'll probably be glad to get it sorted, actually.
Yeah. And then we can look, if it starts becoming fixed, the rota with more services, then we can look at, oh, we've got Liz. Hello, Liz. We can see you now in all your looking very elegant this morning.
Good to hear you.
Fantastic. We're just looking at Chris's policy, and I'm just telling them that actually he was quite pleased with the policy because it means that he's more clear about how many days he can have and what he's expected to do, but he can buy back time, because if he has time off, he doesn't lose anything, because he can then play like Matins, which are extra. And then when we know for sure what services we're keeping going into the future, we can actually review his wages. If we want to increase his stipend or not. So is everybody, can I ask for a vote for the stipend? If I can't see you, could you just write in the messages whether you agree or not? So we're asking you to approve the directors.
Yes.
So I can see Alison, I can see Jill. Liz, are you in favour? Yeah. I don't know, Brigitte, Mick.
They may be able to use the raise hand. Oh, I suppose if we can't see them.
I think it's passed anyway, because I think we've got more of a quora anyway.
Oh, yeah, Brigine's got a thumbs up.
That's good.
Yeah.
She must be incredibly frustrated sitting in there. And we might as well look at the other one then, which is the use of church policy. Now, the big thing is the idea about the non-removal of pews.
Have we lost Olivia?
Pardon?
I said, have we lost Olivia?
She said she was going out and coming back in again. She hasn't come back yet.
And Liz is in twice.
The use of the church one. Are there any questions about that? Because I know that there are some changes. Mick has confirmed that they don't actually take out the pews to put up the staging, which is quite reassuring. So actually, it's not going to cause a problem for the staging.
I think the front ones will be taken out for Saturday.
No, they won't, because I've told them they mustn't do it, and they're not going to.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had a word with Chris about it. I told Chris that he would have to have it secure by the morning, and it would have to be checked. He wasn't prepared for that, so he said he'd find another way of doing it instead. But I have had a word with Alan, and I've had a word with Dave, and both of them think it's actually quite dangerous to do that, because every time you undo a screw and screw it back in again, you're making the hole bigger.
Oh,
so
yes, yeah, I know that.
The size of screw, it's actually quite insecure. And I was just thinking, if somebody stands on the pew to lean to reach something and the pew topples, we could be in for a real problem there. And I think we get away with it for so long, and then all of a sudden something will happen. And I do remember it not being, when I came to church the next day after a concert last year, the very front pew was not fixed at all.
No.
So I think we can't risk that. And we can't put the pressure on Alan and Dave to always be available to go and check it.
Well, I think Alan said he won't do it anymore anyway.
So I think the only thing that we can do, and I think we should, in fact, you shouldn't really be removing pews without a faculty, because even if you do it temporarily, you are supposed to have the Archdeacon's permission, and it's only for a year. So within that year's period, you're allowed to keep that thing removed somewhere, as long as you keep it safely. And then you can, then you have to apply for a faculty.
And I sent another email. I don't know whether you received it or not. I sent it out just this evening, following your previous email. It was about the pews at the back in the children's area? Because
Yeah,
they
I
are-
haven't checked. I did say that I sent one back to you to say that I will check with Alan and Dave. If they might very well have been a faculty when they were removed. I don't know how they were removed. So I can only base it on what I see now. And I would have to check the fixing to see how the fixing works with that.
Yeah,
The fixing is just a loop actually, and it's quite firm, and it's not a health and safety problem. I know, Annette. We've had that checked before.
Yeah. It's only really the front. It's unscrewing and
Yes,
screwing up that's
just
a
the
bit-
main ones at the front there. Yes.
Is everybody happy to accept that use of church policy?
Yes.
Well, can you put your thumbs up if you are, either by hand, physical hand? Can you count them, Jenny?
they keep skipping around. Stay still, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Liz, are you agreeing?
I've got my thumb up, but it's not showing.
I saw Liz's thumb come up, yeah, but then
Yeah,
it
I saw
disappeared
it come
again.
Well, that's everybody who's on screen then, apart from Mick.
So we can just gather his vote afterwards. Anybody that hasn't managed to vote, just to make sure that we're not, but I think that's going to be Cora anyway.
I think we have just under 10 minutes left, Annette.
Yeah, okay. So we're working down in our social fundraising. Liz, do you want to give the fundraising update?
Well, I don't think you're getting on or not, because I don't know, because it's reverberating. But,
Do you want me
If we'll switch our mics off, it may be better temporarily.
Yeah, if you turn your mics off, as long as you know how to turn them back on again. Right, Liz, we're probably going to be all right now.
you're still reverberating. I don't know whether I am.
Do you want me to read what you
I
wrote?
think everything's going according to it's all sorts of books, all in place, and the raffle tickets are me. Yep, it's done. The rest is done. Ready to go on the 1st of April. And the new banner at the church gates is about to be ordered by Laura. So we're all ready to go.
So I think that's the bit you need to hear. Liz is ready to go.
Sorry, I can't stop reverberating.
Am I reverberating as well?
Yeah, everyone is.
Right.
Yeah, everyone is.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll send round your report, Liz, after this, so everybody can see. Safeguarding, no issues with safeguarding. And APCM, we've got the new date, which is the 26th of the 5th. And I've sent round the rota. I'm hoping you've all received it. That's a plan of the future services. It will change if William joins us or when William joins us. And it will also depend on what Alison has to achieve this year, because I know roughly what she has to achieve, but I've got the meeting with her college coming up in May, so I'll know more about exactly what the expectations are for her this year. So that might change. Number 6 is Friends of St Mary. Alison, have you got anything to update us on? You'll have to unmute first. Alison, can you unmute?
I was unmuted, then you asked us to mute and I forgot to switch it back on again. Sorry. It's a come and sing on Saturday, as everybody knows. And then in April, we've got another bridge drive that's nearly full already. And then in the first week of July, there's the theatre production in Jill and Robert's garden, which will be the importance of being earnest. a traditional play this time, we're hoping. And then Robert is going to review the first week of December, or it may be the last week of November. I can't quite remember because I don't think he's decided. His new book, which is being released in September.
Brilliant.
Oh, Jill, you're muted.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Super.
Can hear. Just a little thought there for Robert, because he usually goes for a Friday evening. Make sure he doesn't do it for the evening when we have the Christmas fair, the Friday evening before the Christmas fair, which is the 30th of November.
Yes, I'll make a note of that. Thank you, Jill. Not 30th of November.
Well, it would be the 29th, I think, is the Friday. He tends to go for Fridays, doesn't he?
Very often. Yes, we're sort of led really by what he suggests rather than allotting him a date. Because when he's released a book, he obviously does a lot of book talks around the country.
So the only thing really left is the school. Have you got anything to report, Jenny, for the school?
No, they've had a health and safety inspection, but the outcome is still confidential. It's not been confirmed yet. They've worked very, very hard on bringing the school up to standard. So if I just say that they're quite content with the result, and I'll report back when it comes through officially.
Fantastic. Yeah. The only thing I got to report is that I attended an Open the Book training. Everything's changed in Open the Book. So now you don't use the Storyteller Bible. They actually produce their own materials for you. Every single person in the group has to register, whether they're going to just do a one-off session or not. You're not allowed into the school unless you've done their training and unless you've signed a safeguarding certificate to say that you've got it, everything's in place. So the leader has to make sure that everybody's safeguarded and that they've done some kind of training. And it's £20 for the leader for all of the resources, and then £5 for anybody who wants to join the group and be recorded, because it's all officially done. I think it's a much better way of doing it. I think it was a bit random before, and the material wasn't necessarily as inclusive as it should be now. So we're kind of bringing it up to date with what the government, what the schools, what everybody is expecting of something in school. So it's still got that Christian flavour to it, but it certainly allows other faiths to come alongside and gain something from what we're doing, which is, I think, is amazing. So I was really pleased with what I've seen, but I'm just waiting now for others to be willing to train to do that, to become a full, either a full member or an associate member for £5. But the scripts all written by Bob Hartman, so they're all pretty good scripts as well, but I haven't seen them because I can't see them until I've registered the group. So it'll be dependent on that. Has anybody else got any points? Otherwise we're finished. It's not the most successful way to do it, but it's probably quicker than if we'd have met in the St Mary's room. And I think we've got everything done. So we're just going to wait for Pauline's report. And then what we'll do, we'll circulate it. And if you can ask her any questions that you have on that, and we'll approve it. And then you can send it off to be examined. And then we'll be ready for the again. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Patrick's taking the service and I'm just there waiting for my baptism. Should we won't say the grace together. I think probably best to mute ourselves and say it in the quiet. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Annette. Will you send me across the recording?
I will do, yes.
And I promise you'll get the minutes.
Thank you,
Poor Jenny.
Thank you. Bye then.
Bye. Bye.